Hello and welcome to our business interview. I'm Andy Zajac. On today's program, a life insurance payment is something we all know that is vital for our family after we pass away. When you purchase a life insurance policy, you name a beneficiary who will receive the death benefit specified in the policy upon your death, tax-free. Of course, the last thing you need is to see your beneficiary's life insurance claim denied. Unfortunately, there are many reasons why this can happen. Joining us today to discuss what rights beneficiaries have is Ari Kresch, founder of 1.800.Law.Firm. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Andy. And to answer your question from the introduction, I can't overemphasize the importance of having a life insurance policy. Often, that is the only things that keep families from falling apart after the death of an unexpected death of a loved one. In most cases, insurance companies keep their promise and they pay the benefits to the beneficiaries upon the death of the person. Unfortunately, insurance companies are in the business to make money, and sometimes they take advantage of people and they wrongfully deny life insurance claims.
I've read several articles that indicate that the insurers examine the terms and policies carefully before paying claims to make sure policyholders have fulfilled their obligations. But is it true that if an insurer determines that the policy terms were violated, they can refund your premiums to your estate and pay your beneficiaries nothing?
Well, unfortunately, that does happen sometimes. There's a rule, it's called the 2-year rule, which is a really important thing to know. That basically, if a claim is made within the first 2 years of a policy's inception, insurance companies will go through incredible lengths to try to deny the policy because there's a big financial incentive to do so. So usually they'll look at the application. And the application will state certain things. Did you ever have the mumps, the measles? Do you smoke? And they will try to find things in there that maybe were not stated accurately, correctly, or completely by the insured. Oftentimes, that is a ploy to deny your claim. But in most cases, those representations can be overcome if it did not play a significant role in the death of the loved one.
Most people who are informed that their claim has been denied want to know why, but it seems like the insurance company just gives them the runaround.
Well, insurance companies are not in the business to do great customer relations. If they deny a claim, they don't want you to appeal it. They don't want you getting a lawyer. They don't want you to completely understand exactly why you were denied, because you may get smart and assert your rights. So what they'll do is they'll try, oftentimes, and not all the time, but sometimes they'll try to say, well, there were some misrepresentations in the application. Unfortunately, these are material misrepresentations and we have to deny the policy, but the good news is we'll be able to refund your premiums. And a lot of people are intimidated by that, and they say, all right, I'll take the premiums back, better than nothing. But what they don't know is that there probably is recourse, and they should make a free phone call to find out whether a lawyer can help them.
I have reviewed that list and have some questions that would help people who are currently dealing with issues regarding death benefits. If an insured person dies within 2 years from the date a life insurance policy becomes effective, does the insurance company have the right to contest the policy?
Well, they do have the right to contest the policy within the 2 years and even outside of the 2 years. Outside of the 2 years, they're going to have a rough go of it, but it happens sometimes, especially on the bigger policies. Can they and do they? Absolutely. They keep guys like me in business. Otherwise, we would have nothing to do, which I would welcome, actually. But they do look for ways to not pay the policy premiums. And if they can hang their hat on the fact that there was a material misrepresentation, they'll do it.
Life insurers once used a variety of exclusions that focused on type of death. For example, if the insured died while engaging in a dangerous hobby, such as skydiving or scuba diving, insurers typically refused to pay that claim, and dying in a war also was a common exclusion. Does those exclusions still apply today?
The simple answer is generally not, but it really is governed by what the terms of the policy is. Some of those provisions are actually unlawful. That's why it's really important to call 1-800-Law.Firm to make sure that the provision that denies the claim is a valid provision. I mean, a lot of people think that suicide isn't covered, but it is covered after 2 years.
Can a life insurance claim be denied if the insured failed to name a beneficiary?
No. If somebody fails to name a beneficiary, the money automatically goes to the estate of the person that died. So when a person dies, they can no longer own property. So a legal entity called an estate is formed. And that estate can only be distributed by a judge in probate proceedings. It's a real bad move not to have the beneficiary because it really complicates the process and makes it much more expensive. So beneficiaries are generally they're always named in a policy, but what often doesn't happen is those policies don't get updated. So let's say, for example, somebody's wife is a beneficiary of their policy and the wife dies before they do. Mm-hmm. That can be the situation where the money goes to the estate and makes it complicated. So life insurance policies should be reviewed every year or so to make sure that they're up to date.
Usually a life insurance policy is only active for as long as premiums are paid. When no premium is made, when it is due, can a policy lapse or be terminated?
The simple answer is yes, but it is a little bit more complicated than that. Depends upon the type of insurance policy it is. Some policies actually have a savings component attached to it. So when somebody doesn't pay a premium, the savings component actually comes back and pays the premium for you. Mm-hmm. So in some policies, the benefits could be distributed, but minimized. So if it was a $100,000 policy and there wasn't a premium paid, it might be reduced for a period of time. There's also certain statutory extensions where you get an extension of a period of time depending upon the state that you're in. So once again, it's great to get a free consultation at 1-800-Law.Firm.
It seems that a large number of people participate in their employer-provided life insurance programs or group life insurance plans. Do you encounter claims with these plans as well?
Absolutely, and I'm really glad that you brought that up because a lot of people don't know that their spouse or their husband or their father, their mother, they don't know that person, that loved one, actually has a policy that has been provided by their employer. So upon the death of that loved one, they don't even know where to look. So we do have a policy locating service that we can help people locate policies to see if one was purchased on the decedent's life.
Ari, I wanted to thank you for taking the time out to talk with us today. Is there anything else you would like to tell our viewers?
If you don't have life insurance and you have young children, get life insurance. It is the only thing that is going to keep your family together at the unfortunate, unexpected death of the wage earner in the family. It is a tragic circumstance when somebody doesn't have life insurance, and they're usually cheap. Now, I'm not a big advocate for life insurance policies when children are grown, but while the children are young, there's cheap policies that are available that spit out extraordinary benefits. And the most cost-effective policies out there are term life insurance policies.
Ari, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
And that's our program for today. I'm Andy Zajac. See you next time.